Skechers are back. Ginger Runner. What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another Ginger Runner review, and we're gonna go back to a brand that I don't think gets enough credit, and that is Skechers Performance. We're reviewing the Skechers Performance GoRUN Max Road 4. Hyper? It's like the marketing guys are just like, let's see how many words we can throw at it. Skechers Performance, go, run, walk, whenever you want to, type HyperMax Trail Road 4. I love it when I get a package from Skechers and I get a chance to review one of their shoes, because you never know what you're gonna get when you open that box. It could be a badass, hyper elite shoe that just does everything in the book and is super lightweight, cost efficient, and it could also be a bit of a mess. If you remember my last review that I did of Skechers shoes with the Razor and the GoRUN 7, I really loved the combination of those two shoes together. I thought they were two different tools for two different jobs, but together made a great package to add to your running lineup. The GoRUN Max Road 4 Hyper, I think, definitely stands out as a maxed cushion, long distance road specific shoe, basically coming right at the jugular of a Hoka, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's good to have more competition in that space. The Max Road 4 Hyper utilizes that new HyperBurst midsole, which gives Adidas Boost a run for its money. It's really lightweight, resilient, yet cushioned. And after reviewing the GoRUN 7 and the Razor 3, both utilizing that Hyper midsole, I was sold. I think it's a really cool direction that Skechers is moving in. The Max Road 4 also utilizes the stretch knit upper, plenty of flexibility with minimal outsole rubber pads that we have come to sort of know and expect from Skechers road shoes. So basically, does the Max Road 4 Hyper tickle my happy, or does it flex my disappointment and suffer from some of the same dislikes that I had in the GoRUN 7 that I reviewed a while back and is very similarly styled and designed? Well, I have some thoughts! And in today's review, like all of my reviews, I like to talk about the things I like and dislike about the shoes, starting as always with the things that I like. First, the HyperBurst midsole. As I mentioned in that most recent review of the Skechers shoes that utilize the HyperBurst, I really like it. I think it's a super resilient, super cushioned midsole. It doesn't break down prematurely. It gives you plenty of that cushion that you need for longer runs or races. It looks funny, but you get over that pretty quickly when you realize how well it performs. As far as comparing it to something like Adidas Boost, which I do often, I think this actually holds up better longer, while Boost might be initially more comfortable. But in the Max Road 4 Hyper, you're getting a lot of it. There's a lot of midsole material there. You're getting plenty of it underfoot, and it certainly is great for those longer runs. Long run comfort. So a lot of times when you're running long distances on roads, you're gonna need a little bit more underfoot. I know a lot of people will argue against that. I prefer it just to have a little bit extra cushioning or protection underfoot. I'm talking distances of 20 miles to marathons to road ultra marathons. One thing I liked about the GoRUN 7 is that I felt that that shoe was a great marathon shoe. It was one of those Kinvara kickers. It could definitely work in all scenarios for all different types of feet. But the Max Road 4 definitely comes in at a higher stack height, so you're gonna get more of that HyperBurst, definitely designed to go longer on the roads and more comfortably. I think it executes that fairly well. Great long run comfort. And probably my favorite is the fact that it is in fact lightweight. The shoe is marketed as a lightweight long distance shoe. It actually comes in at 9.3 ounces in my size 11, which is incredibly light for as much midsole as there is and a knit upper, which usually weighs a bit heavier than a mesh upper. So I'm really happy with what Skechers has done as far as the weight is concerned. It feels like nothing. Kind of like internet trolls. But, as always, it's not all raindrops and pumpkin pie. There are some things that are nagging on me. Let's talk about them now. First, the fit. So this knit upper stretches, it has a lot of stretch throughout the foot, which is very similar to the GoRUN 7 and is a similar problem to what I had in the GoRUN 7. The midfoot feel in this shoe is lacking. There isn't a lot of stability or lockdown. You're gonna find your foot will move throughout the upper in this shoe because it is so stretchy. So getting a proper fit can be difficult. I find myself really wanting to crank those laces down, having to readjust midway through a run to crank them down even more just to find that sweet spot without getting too much pain in the midfoot or up into the ankle. So finding a proper fit in this shoe can be difficult, especially if you have an abnormally shaped foot, either wider in the forefoot, narrower in the ankle. It's going to be difficult for you to find that because it is all one piece and very stretchy, which brings me to my next dislike, the knit upper. So because of that fit issue, I would say that first dislike with fit is due large in part to the fact that the upper is made of this knit material. So that to me makes it a dislike. You'll notice that there's a lot of volume in this shoe. It can compensate for a lot of different foot shapes, but to the detriment of the fit. fit. You'll notice a lot of extra material right here through the toe box. There's a huge lump of extra knit upper. Through the lacing grid, you'll notice that the upper tends to overlap itself if you're trying to get a better lockdown with the laces. The ankle collar is a super stretchy mesh, so just getting a lockdown in the ankle is very difficult. The eyelets don't seem to connect down to the strobel board, allowing you any sort of flexibility in that midfoot fit. Basically, you're just not going to get a good lockdown because of that upper. If you're going in a straight line and you just need a shoe to hold onto your foot, kinda, it's going to work fine. But if you're going around any sort of turns, your foot's going to move around, and that makes me a little bit disappointed. It's very similar to the GoRUN 7, but even more so because there's less design elements actually holding your midfoot down to the shoe. Bit of a bummer. Which brings me to my final dislike, the stack height. So this shoe is going to feel tall. You're really going to feel like you're up off the ground. There's no ground feel whatsoever. And the fact that the package is fairly narrow through both the midfoot and forefoot, the platform isn't as stable as I would hope. Got 25 millimeters in the forefoot, 29 millimeters in the heel. A 4 millimeter drop feels great, but if you don't have a wide enough platform to really support your body or your weight, the shoe feels unstable and a bit wobbly on that platform. And that's basically my biggest gripe with the shoe, is that despite that I like the midsole, I don't think it provides you with enough stability and therefore confidence. So either some additional width just for stability purposes, or even bringing that stack height down a little bit. But then you're leaning into the GoRUN 7 territory, which I think is a good shoe, and didn't have any of the structural or stability issues that I do in the Max Road. And that's pretty much it for dislikes. So in conclusion, I do think that the Skechers GoRUN Max Road 4 Hyper, oh, what a mouthful, is a good shoe if you're looking for an alternative to a Hoka. So if for some reason Hokas aren't working for you in the upper, maybe they're too narrow, doesn't fit your foot, this is definitely a shoe you're going to want to look at. I think it's super comfortable. That midsole is breakthrough technology that I really do enjoy and have enjoyed in other Skechers Performance shoes. The upper is really stretchy, it's knit, it's not going to be very breathable, but it will provide you with a comfortable fit. There's just some fitment issues that you're going to want to be aware of, and stack height mixed with some of those lacing issues. You're just going to want to make sure that you try these on and all that good stuff before you make the purchase. But let's get a little bit more specific. Build quality. The materials in and of themselves are great. Again, HyperBurst, I'm a fan of. The outsole, I think with a minimal outsole like that, you save weight. It's still very durable, and I think the shoe is going to be durable for a long time. It's the combination of these parts, specifically the upper, that sort of make the build a bit of an issue. Comfort, again, that midsole is really comfortable. It's going to last you a long time. It's not going to break down. It's going to give you that responsive cushioned ride that you all love and cherish. Fit, this is where the biggest problem with this shoe lies. That upper just really wants to allow your foot to move around more than I would like. I would love a better lockdown. It's basically my biggest gripe. Just give me a better lockdown. Price at $124. That's actually pretty good for a shoe that rivals a lot of shoes from Hoka in that maxed cushion, go long sort of scenario. You're going to get a lot of life out of this shoe, pending fitment. And at that price point, it's actually pretty good. And finally, looks. Yeah, I think it's ugly. I actually don't really like the looks of this shoe whatsoever. And this is the better of the two colorways. It's a bit Spider-Man mixed with Nike Air. It's just not really my cup of tea. But hey, looks are subjective. Someone out there is gonna love this. Which brings me to my final criteria. Is the Skechers GoRUN Max Ultra 4 Hyper a buy, try, or a why? As you can probably already guess, it's a solid try. I want people to try some Skechers shoes because, listen, put that brand moniker aside, all your preconceived notions of what Skechers Performance has created in the past or what the branding is or any of that sort of shape-ups. Listen, they'll never shake the shape-ups from their lineup, but they do make some pretty damn good running shoes. So stick to a couple models and you might actually be pleasantly surprised. So that is why I recommend at least trying these. Yeah, pretty good recommendation. If you want more information about the Max Road 4 or you want to get a pair for yourself, again, link in the description over to Running Warehouse. It's an affiliate link, costs you nothing, helps the channel. Happity boo, shiggity bop. But now the question goes to you. Have you tried the new Max Road 4 from Skechers? What do you think? In the comments of this video, let me know. And have you tried any of the Skechers from previous reviews that I reviewed on this channel? Have you taken my recommendations and what do you think? That is actually what I'm really curious about. So let me know. Otherwise, that's it. I hope you liked this review. If you did, make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe to this channel. We got links to social media over there. And at the bottom, patreon.com/thegingerrunner is how you can support everything that we do here, from reviews to films to live shows, perks, all that good stuff. Some new merch coming too. Pretty excited about that. So head on over if you haven't already. We'd love to see you there. That's it. I hope you guys are getting out there training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye-bye.